Everyone loves a party, don't they? And even better than that, everyone loves to meet a special someone at those parties. And for me, that was Sarah. She was gorgeous, and from the moment I saw her, I was captivated by her every move. She had this shoulder-length brown hair that just looked so soft and smooth as it swayed while she walked. Her eyes were these deep green pools which were warm and inviting and seemed to glint when the light caught them in the right way. And her smile, wow. She had one of those killer 1,000-watt smiles that could light up any room. But being your stereotypical geek, I was introverted and shy and unconfident, and I knew that a girl like that was way out of my league. So you can imagine my surprise when I, sitting alone at a Friday night party, nursing my drink, found myself suddenly sitting beside her. When she looked at me, I just melted. She had this cute little half smile that she let out. "Hi," she said. Just a simple hi. And I managed to croak out a reply, and that was all it took. I was smitten with her. I barely knew her, but I felt like I needed her in my life. We began talking, which was slightly unusual with me being Mr. Socially Awkward. She liked to play tennis, which was evident from her lithe, toned body. She also told me how she loved video games, and her favourite was the Zelda series. If I wasn't already sold on her, by now I definitely was. We talked long into the evening, continuing until the party began to wind down. In a final flurry of courageousness, I said that I really enjoyed talking to her. I pulled my phone out in the hope that I could bring myself to ask her for her phone number. But I wussed out. I just couldn't put myself out there. She let out that little half smile that I'd grown to love already. She grabbed my phone from my hand. I heard the keys beep as she typed in her number, and my heart leapt for joy inside my chest as she leaned over to hand my phone back. And she kissed my cheek, her lips grazing off my skin as she pulled away. I can't even remember what happened next. Time just disappeared when she left. My thoughts were swirling and my heart was pounding as I remembered those beautiful green eyes with their enchanting, penetrating gaze. I don't know how much time elapsed on that Friday night after she left, but my phone vibrated in my pocket, shaking me out of my reverie. I couldn't help but let a slow smile spread across my face when I saw the words, "New text received, Sarah." I opened it. She said, "I had a really fun time tonight. Fancy picking me up on Sunday and we can go see a movie? You pick." My heart leapt, but I needed to play it cool, keep calm, and breathe. I replied, "Sure," and hit send. Crap. I sound like an idiot now. I don't even know her address. Almost instantly, I received another text from her. "Cool. My address is 34 Kensington Avenue. Pick me up at 2. I couldn't sleep that night. My body was flooded with endorphins. I actually had a date. Eventually, as the night went on, my body grew tired and I began to dream. Even though I barely knew Sarah, and I hadn't even known her for 24 hours, I dreamt of her. Her and those beautiful green eyes. When I woke up from a blissful sleep, I leaned over to my phone and I picked it up, eager to see if Sarah had sent any more text messages. And she had. I squinted as the bright backlight from my phone burned at my eyes. And as they adjusted to the brightness, I tried to read her text. "I'd love to get to know you a bit more before our date. So where do you live? Do you have much of a family?" I enthusiastically began replying to her text, asking questions of my own to her. And that day turned into a blur, texting back and forth and back and forth. We asked each other questions about our lives, our families, our homes, our childhoods, or dreams. I'm not even ashamed to say that I blew through my normal text allowance for the month in that one day. I knew it wasn't love, it was simply infatuation, but it made me feel alive. Every time I saw the words "new text received," my heart skipped a beat. For the whole of Saturday I texted Sarah, and each and every time she replied. We talked for so long that I didn't even notice the time, and eventually that endorphin-induced high began to wear off and fatigue began to take its place. I can't even remember what time I felt tired. I simply succumbed to sleep. The next morning, I was given a rude awakening by the sun blazing through my open window. It was Sunday, and this afternoon it was my date with Sarah. I couldn't wait. I jumped out of my bed and I lifted my phone. New text received. It made me beam. It was incredible having this wonderful notice appear. New text received. Knowing that soon I'd be able to hang out with this girl who'd been in my every thought for the past 2 days. I practically floated around that morning, getting breakfast, changing my clothes, brushing my teeth. It all just blurred into insignificance as I pictured my first date with Sarah. Eventually, it was time, and the first thing that I even remember was when I arrived at Sarah's house. It was strange and surreal. I was gone on a date for the first time in ages. The excitement still ran through me, but it was mixed with a hint of nerves. I rapped on the door and immediately rubbed at my knuckles as they stung from my eagerness to announce my arrival. A woman appeared at the frosted glass door. Was I going to meet Sarah's mum already? This would be a bit more nerve-wracking than I first thought. But as she opened the door, I could instantly feel like something was wrong. There was this tenseness in the air that was almost palpable. As Sarah's mum came into view, her eyes were bloodshot and her face streaked with dried tears. With trepidation in my voice at both my impending date and also the awkwardness of the situation, I hesitated, and then I asked, "I'm sorry to trouble you, but is Sarah there?" The woman in the doorway changed before my eyes, like the light in her eyes dimmed just a little bit. She visibly steeled herself and managed to croak out this reply with a voice that was hoarse from crying. "She's not here. Not anymore." The woman looked down and wrung her hands together. And then looking back at me, she continued, "Sarah was attacked on Friday night on her way home from a party. Mugged. They had a knife. They stole her things. She didn't make it," her voice trailing off towards the end. She mumbled something which sounded like sorry and then slammed the door in my face. I recoiled slightly, not knowing quite what to make of this situation. But before I could even gather my thoughts, these heaving great sobs echoed through the hallway inside and crept around the door to my ears. I could tell from the pure raw emotion of the wailing that it was all true, and all I could think of was those last few words. She didn't make it. As I slowly turned and began to walk away, I tried to piece everything together. She died 2 days ago? But how? I was broken out of my thoughts by this buzzing against my leg, and I lifted my phone out, and displayed on it were words that filled me with confusion and fear. They said, "New text received. Sarah." The world around me paled into insignificance as my entire being focused on the words on that screen. How could it be? I'd shared everything with her, yet she died 2 whole days ago. With trembling hands, I clicked read and felt my legs start to give way as I read her message. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.